Hey YouTubers, Sean, Less Lethal for Dummies. So, we'll just cut to the chase. You came here to see the Purge. Does it work? Short answer is yes. And I will demonstrate it for you. Disclaimer, big disclaimer here. This particular push to bleed air valve is only rated to 150 psi. So before you go rushing out and buying them, you have to ask yourself, is worth the risk? Risk is something I do every day, so I'm quite all right with it. Would I recommend you doing it? Absolutely not. But I'm going to demonstrate to you it functioning. So, fresh off its makeover, I polished up my FSC. I got a Mercy Less Lethal comp on here, a TCP barrel that I got from Kurt over at Grimberg with printed metal detents from John Wixon. I have a Mercy Less Lethal chamber cap installed on a stainless steel Z-Ram chamber. I'm running a John Wixon X-ring with a VKS bolt that is secured with a button socket head cap screw. Whew. That's a mouthful. Do you need all this stuff? No, not at all. But I've been in the game a little while, so things start to accumulate. Oh, and also I have Wixon's little knob on here. And I wanted to mention something. So I bought this new ASA, well, new to me anyways, this First Strike rear air adapter. And you can see on there, it has, let's see, can you see? It says on off. I've never seen one with on off. I don't know when on off started, but this screw on here has a very positive feeling, and it's not because of the knob. The knob is awesome, but my other FSC, this on off is kind of mushy. You know, when you bottom it out, you can feel that O-ring that if you jam it too hard, you end up tearing that little, there's a tiny little O-ring on the tip of this, this screw or valve. And I don't know how many times I've mashed that and cut it, and it causes your ASA to malfunction essentially. And sometimes that torn O-ring actually ends up inside your marker and can cause all kinds of other issues with air delivery. This one has a very positive, when you're at the bottom, like it stops. I don't know if anybody else's is like that, and maybe I've just been living in the dinosaur ages and finally got a new one, but definitely cool. So I am liking this look, although I might go with the silver. I might take this black off and color match it, we'll call it. You came to see the Purge, so here we go. I'll air it up. There's no mag in it. We are clear. Silence. That's a good thing. Something else that I'd like to mention is, so if you saw my install video, the Mercy Less Lethal cap on this Z-Ram chamber, how it doesn't fit quite flush. Now, he did not design this cap to fit the Z-Ram chamber. You just assume that it would. And it does, but it doesn't butt up as flush to the end. So this cap should run right up against your air chamber. But on the Z-Ram, it doesn't because of the sort of countersink for the threads, or kind of tough to explain. If you watched the video yesterday, you'll see what I'm talking about. But what that's done actually is pushed the bolt forward is smidge. So in its resting state, it's like you're running another bumper in there. And normally I run two M17 bumpers. So yesterday when I was testing this push to purge, when I aired the marker, the click was very unpronounced. It was more like I don't know, just a little tiny click. And that right away, I knew something wasn't right. It didn't auto fire or do anything like that. It did engage a sear, and I did test fire it, and it fired fine, but it doesn't give me a good feeling in my stomach. So I actually went back in and removed one of the M17 bumpers. So I'm down to just one M17 bumper in there. And today the click was a little more pronounced, and I'm satisfied with that. I haven't actually put any rounds downrange. All my testing was done just with an empty marker, obviously for safety reasons, because I didn't know what this thing was gonna do. Previously, it did not work on the M17. It held air, but when I fired the M17, I think it created sort of a vacuum in the chamber. I don't know the exact dynamics that are happening in there, but on the firing cycle, this pin, this spring-loaded button would become slack. And when it's slack, obviously it purges air. So I'd fire and it pss, every time. Pss, pss, pss. So I don't know, it might even do it with this. Let's just see if it works. Well, I know it works, but I'm gonna show you guys. So I'm shutting my air off now. I'll go this way. Had to use two fingers there. It's a little stiff. This is 875 PSI output. So let's do that again. A little closer this time. Click. I'll turn it off. And you can hear the bolt reset. That's pretty effing nifty. I hope that it fires just fine. It kind of gives me a newfound appreciation for the simplicity of, you know, this kind of setup as opposed to where I had my PWR stock with a remote line, yeah, whatever. You guys want to see some shooting. So full tank, except for those couple of discharges there that I did for you guys. 870 PSI output. We're going to use the drum mag today. HP 68s. I have 20 loaded in here. Air it up. Remember, this is a TCP barrel, so it's kind of short. I actually didn't do much testing with it. It didn't produce the best results, but I did want to test these printed metal E10s. I'm running them also in my VTS, and they are working good, so we'll go with that. Oh, you know what? Earmuffs. Short barrel, earmuffs. $336. $338. $340. I'm actually going to take my earmuffs off against my better judgment because I want to hear if this bleed screw is venting. $336. 338. $340. It really is hovering in that 336, 340. Good news though, it's not venting any air, so we'll just keep going. Oh, little drop there, 332. 338. Probably just a projectile. A 332. A 332. And I probably got 10 left in there, guys. I'm just gonna put my muffs on here and just gonna rapid fire the rest out of there. Donezo. Just checking it's clear. Yes, it is. And as I said, the printed detents in the metal barrel, or printed metal replacement detents, working just fine. So that was 20 rounds, full bottle, and I have 1,000, just a tick over 1,000 PSI remaining. So on a 10 CI, this is just a little short guy. Gosh darn it, I wish they hadn't discontinued those. Maybe somebody will pick that up, and even the 9 CI Tippmans now are, don't know what's going on, guys. I imagine I could probably, this ADN paintball drum mag will hold 25. So I could probably get 25 shots out of this 10 CI, that's pretty trick. And last but not least, oh, didn't hold it all the way. Not too shabby. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, guys, proceed with caution. There are these air bleed valves that are rated to 6,000 PSI, and they are the same valves you'd find on your Yonghang, and the same one actually that I have installed in my M17 at the moment. That particular one is rated to the pressures that your marker is going to see and is a much safer option. That screw type will actually fit in here. It has clearance in the back. But you know, I'm really going for something a little different here, and I wanted to see if I could pull it off. Like, subscribe, share, you know the drill, guys. Thanks for watching.